Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we got a little Oilers talk for you guys as we're going to be talking about Adam Larsson going to the Seattle Kraken and also Mike Smith signing a 2-year deal worth $4.4 million as I'm not really happy by the way that this week has kind of gone, especially looking at our defensive core and hearing all the rumors that's going to happen with Tyson Barrie. It's really disappointing to know that we might be getting Tyson Barrie back on the team and I might have to watch 5 years of this guy on the team, which makes me just want to blow my brains out basically. But we're going to be getting more into that later on. But also we got other rumors that I kind of want to talk about, but I'm going to push them off for another video, like Zach Hyman, who we've been hearing rumors about. It's practically a guarantee that we're going to be signing him on free agency day. So that means a 7-year deal, which I think is worth about $5.5 million, but it's not made official yet. Only heard reports from Drager and also Friedman. So it's basically confirmed. We know that it'll happen on free agency day. Just we weren't able to get his rights early because Toronto was demanding like a 2nd-round pick. Asshats. No, but it is what it is. Dubas is playing hardball with Hyman. We're still gonna get him for the next 7 years. We might have to pay a little bit more cash, but at least we get a year cheaper on Zach Hyman, and we're not having to pay that extra year, which I don't mind anyways. Besides that, we're not going to be talking about Zach Hyman, nor the draft. That will be also in a kind of a double upload that I'll be trying to do today. But let's get into talking about Mike Smith and Adam Larsson. We're going to be talking about Mike Smith first of all. I thought this deal was an absolute joke. When I first seen it, I was just like, what is Holland thinking? This is the exact same thing that we did with Nikolai Habibulin and Dwayne Rollison. We rely on these old damn goalies and they just never work out for us. I know that goalies are really voodoo for the Edmonton Oilers and they have been over the past little bit. Hopefully Kunavalov will be that guy because, we passed up on Jesper Wallstedt who, has a little bit of emotional problems. We'll have to see how he pans out for Minnesota, which I will be talking a little bit more about that in the draft video. But just signing a guy for 2 years at 2.2, the AAV is not, punishing, but the 2 years factor is the biggest risk. What happens if Mike Smith, doesn't perform in this next season? He shits the bed this upcoming season and just does not play good compared to last season. Or maybe that second year he plays even worse, right? Like, I just don't see this contract really panning out very well for us. I think it's dumb to sign the guy for 2 years. You never really see that anymore with these older guys. You usually sign them to a 1-year deal, and if they don't perform that year or they're thinking about retiring, they retire. I think this deal is just... it's not a smart bet here for Ken Holland. I know he deserves to be here, but at this time, 2-year deal for Mike Smith, and I was like not even really wanting him to come back because this season might have been a one-off year, especially since he is at the age that he is. And, not disproving, he had an awesome season, Mike Smith. He put up some amazing numbers, and he even got a few Vezina votes, but I just don't know if this contract will pan out the way that Ken Holland's really looking at it, especially when we should be looking at a goalie for the future right now for the Edmonton Oilers. Otherwise, I don't mind the AAV. I think Mike Smith definitely deserves that money, $2.2 million. I wish it was just for that 1 year. See how well he performs this upcoming season, and if he doesn't do good, then we don't have to re-sign him. If he does fantastic again, then we'll give him another contract, right? He says that he loves staying in Edmonton, so giving these players 1-year deals is not a bad idea, and if we lose them, we lose them. We could find some other goalie that could take his place. So he's an older goalie. We need to find someone that can replace Mike Smith in the future because he can't always be our starting goalie, especially going into a season that will most likely be 82 games. So I think it's a bad deal, but it's not the worst deal that we have seen throughout this offseason. And we'll talk about another worst move that happened, and we lost Adam Larsson as he goes to Seattle and takes a $4 million deal, well $16 million, and he's going to be signed there for 4 years. The AAV is $4 million, of course. This is a huge loss for the Edmonton Oilers, and now our best defensive guy is Ethan Bear, surprisingly enough. This defensive core without Adam Larsson it's a big loss. And for, this is really a big loss for me. When I seen Adam Larsson, get announced that he'll be taken to Seattle, I was so disappointed. I was, behind myself. I was like, we lost one of our best defensive defensemen, and now hearing rumors about Tyson Barrie possibly coming back to the Edmonton Oilers for the next 4 or 5 years is just absolutely heartbreaking as an Oilers fan right now. Watching the defensive core that was actually not looking that bad and could have built a lot if we were able to get Adam Larsson back on the team. It could have looked like a pretty scary defensive core in the building, right? But now we lose Adam Larsson, and now we're thinking about bringing Tyson Barrie back. It is basically we're going to have no defense. Darnell Nurse is not that great defensive. Duncan Keith's not that great defensively. Bouchard and Ethan Bear are, but they're young. They're not, your typical stay-at-home defenseman. Ethan Bear plays a very solid defensive game, but when compared to Adam Larsson is a fantastic defensive defenseman and was our backbone for this past season. He was the reason why we actually had a solid defense core. Larson played well with a lot of these bums like William Lagesson and Chris Russell. Adam Larsson carried those defensive pairings, and I thought he played fantastic throughout the entire season. Sure, he doesn't play a great offensive game, but his defensive game is where it counts, and he does such a great job at it. So, who are we going to replace Adam Larsson with now coming up towards free agency? I'm looking at maybe a David Savard, maybe a Jake McCabe. One of those two guys would be fantastic for the team. Savard's a stay-at-home defenseman. McCabe's a bit of a two-way guy. I would love to see Savard in the team. We need a good defenseman and not to rely on Keith or Nurse to be our main defensive guys because they are not. It sucks to lose Larson. It really does. I don't really blame Holland in this situation. Larson wanted a new team. There was reports about maybe that the 1-for-1 thing was looming over his head. Maybe that was the biggest thing. Maybe the media pushed him out. Who knows? I know that even when I was, cheering for the Edmonton Oilers throughout the years when we traded at Taylor Hall for Adam Larsson, I was upset. I love my boy Taylor Hall. I didn't want Taylor Hall to leave, especially for a trade like that where we pick up Adam Larsson, who was, nothing compared to Larson. And that's no offense to Adam Larsson, because Larson was a fantastic defenseman when we had him on the Oilers. From day one when he was playing with our team to now, he was a fantastic defenseman, fantastic stay-at-home defenseman, and was everything the Oilers needed for a long time. It was just not the right time for us. I mean, he carried us defensively for many years, and now we had to find some sort of replacement. And if we're not able to, I just don't think our PK or our defensive core will be as strong going into next season. If we're able to get a David Savard or somebody in those likes, that will be fantastic. But the likelihood of that happening, I don't know. I've been hearing more rumors about Zach Hyman than we are concerned about our defense. So we'll have to see what Kenny does. But the defensive core so far is not looking very pretty going into next year, and I am not excited about that. Sure, we're going to be able to score a lot of goals, but there's going to be a lot of goals going to the back of the net. So we're going to be relying a lot on Mike Smith. But for right now, guys, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. I will be probably posting a video about Zach Hyman later on in the week, probably around free agency day. So stay tuned for that. But for right now, guys, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Adios, amigos.